Hey, meanwhile I'm back in the Netherlands, but there are still some more videos to come. As you can see, something changed with my hair. I removed most of it. That's just easier, I think, so that's why I did that. And I had already planned to do it for some time. This time there's 2 more weeks in which quite a lot of things happened. In week 14 I went to the market with David and consequently had a great breakfast because he is an amazing cook. And I also celebrated the Norwegian Constitution Day together with the Norwegians and my roommate Taiwan. Of course, I also did the basics like following classes, going to the local restaurant for lunch and dinner, and running. Here's the Pier 2 of Kaohsiung. It's an art pier with some artsy structures. And I went there to have some dinner. And here's somebody who went to the local buffet restaurant with his helmet still on. The next week was one of the nicest weeks I had in Taiwan, and I spent this with my parents. On the first day I went to Taipei. Today I will go to Taipei using the high-speed rail. I have a bag, oh there's monkeys here. I have a bag of all my clothes and a bag on my back for all the rest. Since I don't know whether there's a parking place nearby the high-speed rail, I just park at the Lotus Pond, since that is a safe place to walk from to the high-speed rail. It is 6:30 in the morning, so it's not hot yet, but the sun has definitely been up for a while. Just some more minutes before I get to the Lotus Pond, then I can park there and take the 2-hour high-speed rail. More rowing, this time from the sidelines. There it is. So this is the high-speed rail.
Welcome aboard Taiwan High-Speed Rail. This train is bound for Nangang.
I went with the high-speed rail to travel along the east coast with my parents. Here we go. I just arrived in Taipei. Now let's walk to the hotel. Even though it's the same temperature here, it feels for some reason more like summer here. It's like the summer I'm used to in Europe. It was great to meet him again, and we immediately went into the city of Taipei. There we visited a temple and ate some soup and just walked around the city a bit. I somehow managed to lose my sunglasses at the soup restaurant, but after going back they were luckily still there, which is a very common theme of Taiwan. You can just leave anything anywhere and you will get it back. It's a very interesting country and I really like that about it. In the evening we went to a restaurant with kind of a funny name. It's a shabu shabu restaurant, which is a Japanese style of hot pot. The next day we spent by going around the city as well. De hitte in. Zo, je zit wel midden in de stad meteen, zeg. Ja.
Je hebt niks met de straten en de duinen.
The power of meat. Ooh. In the evening we went to a night market and it was one of the busiest, it was the busiest night market I have ever seen and I've ever been in. You could barely walk in the small street between the stands. There's a person to the left of you, to the right of you, in front of you, behind you. You're just completely surrounded and it's basically a traffic jam inside of the street. The food was great and to our surprise there was a pig walking around the market with its owner.
Ja, heel bijzonder. Hey.
After our 2 days in Taipei, we drove to Jiufen. Before we got there, we stopped at a viewpoint, walked around a bit, took some pictures. It was a great place to be and also very fun to drive around in the mountains. Later we went to the old street in Jiufen, which ended up being a really long street. A lot of colors, a lot of red, a lot of people. You can enter it through what looks like a small alley to the side of a 7-Eleven. Then you end up in a massive, busy, colorful market strung out along this street.
Oh, ruik je die geur? Weet je wat het is?
Roze geur.
Nee.
Dus niet helemaal jouw kaart.
The next day we left Jiufen to drive to Yilan, where we visited Suan, a smaller place with a big port. Kijk eens aan. Following Yilan, the day after, we went to the beautiful Taroko National Park. It was great to see, to walk around in, but also very fun to drive in the mountains again. Just something I enjoy.
Op het bruggetje.
The final day, we left our apartment for that day, and the owner of the apartment asked us if we didn't want to stay one more day, because there was, at that time, a typhoon in Taiwan. And she especially warned to not drive into the mountains. That day we decided to drive into the mountains to visit the hot spring. Unfortunately, this hot spring ended up being closed, most likely due to the typhoon that was present in Taiwan at the time. Also, on the road to the hot spring there were lots of twigs and branches everywhere on that road. So we just left the hot springs for what they were and drove to Chenggong, which ended up being a great place to run. That's basically it for 2 more weeks in Taiwan. See you next week or next weeks.